Hi, Miss Iantha. I'm Shelby with Occupational Therapy. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so today we're going to look at using a computer. I know last week we went over your power of attorney, which was your daughter, Sabrina. We had identified that.
Yeah.
So I think we did really well last week in making progress with that because I know that you weren't really wanting to do that at first. But this week I thought that we would learn how to use the computer. I'm going to show you how to use it to locate some resources as far as legalities go, financial considerations, and burial considerations go. So I'm just going to show you how to use it first, and then I'll have you try to use it. So up here is going to be our toolbar. I'm going to hit the toolbar with this mouse down here. And I know I went over this a little bit with you before, but we're just going to go ahead and type in a search site. So I like to use Google. And then I'll hit enter. And then we're going to go through the different options. And we're going to click on a tab. We're going to go through the search tab and we're going to hit attorneys, okay? Do you want to try that? So go ahead and use your cursor to tap the toolbar.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Tap?
Mm-hmm. Now hit backspace.
I'll hit what?
Backspace. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to type in Google.
Now what am I going to do?
Okay, so we're going to hit enter, and that's going to bring us to our site. Okay?
Go ahead.
Okay.
That's just lovely.
Okay, would you rather use a phone book?
Whatever you want me to do, this is alien to me.
Okay, let's try using a phone book for this.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to set this right here. It's a notebook for you to jot down what you find. And we're going to go ahead and look up lawyers in the phone book, okay?
Here's one.
All right, so people that are close to you, to your area, or people that you've heard are good. You okay?
Yes, I just had to bounce.
Okay. So you can just write down the contact and the number for that person on the notebook. Whichever one. And these are just notes that you can refer to later.
Okay, now what?
Okay. Is that the only one you want to write down?
Well, if he doesn't work out, I'll find somebody else later.
Okay. So now what I want you to do is look up burial services.
Burial services.
Yes.
Ah.
And I know you don't like using the computer, so this is why we're going to use this. I'll let you look for it.
It won't be in the white pages, I don't think. Oh. It's going to be under funeral homes.
Okay.
And as you can see, I'm slow with this.
It's okay. So this is G. Right here.
Yeah. I think Boyd,
All right.
if that's the one I'm thinking about. That's good enough.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's the right one at this time.
All right. I'm glad that you can use this for your resources for that. I know that we've discussed your daughter and like the medical legalities of like the DNR if that
Yes.
were to come about. Is there any other? I would like to know some of your financial concerns regarding like the burial services.
There is no life insurance
Okay.
premiums paid up.
Okay, let's make a note of that. Making notes of this will just help you and family refer to this, okay?
My life insurance, when I moved up here, I couldn't pay for it anymore.
Okay,
So it's eating itself up.
okay.
Every year, they borrow against the amount to pay the premium.
Mm-hmm.
And that's already been 13 years of it. So by the time I die, even though it's a short time, probably there won't be any money left.
Mm-hmm.
Just a very small amount. So,
That's okay. We're just working on identifying the financial considerations
well,
for the.
that's where we
Future.
are, though. I want you to understand there's no money to do with.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want my family to have to bury me.
Okay.
So, we're going to go the cremation route.
Okay.
And tell them up front there is no money to pay for it. The family is not in a position to pay for it. So it's going to have to be done from what little bit I've got left out of that month's Social Security if I
Okay.
live past a certain time. I do realize that nobody is left on top of the ground, that they're all buried by somebody. So if you cremate, that's the cheapest way you can go.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not use the funeral home facilities, there's no charge.
Okay.
So we do the cremation right then. The ashes are in a coffee can.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's to be picked up in. And then hopefully Sabrina can take them to the cemetery where I do have a plot.
Okay.
But there again, opening that grave and closing that grave costs a fortune.
Okay.
I don't know where she's going to put the coffee can. That'll be up to her, or maybe under the sink for all I care.
Okay. Well.
And she can put the coffee can in a pink trash bag. It's got to be pink. And put it over in the trash for all I care, because I will not be using my body again.
Okay.
Very serious. This is the truth.
Okay. Well, I am glad.
Look at him grin.
I am glad that we got these written down today and that we were able to talk about this today, because I know that's been difficult in the past.
Oh, but it's such a relief to get to tell it.
Ugh.
Truly.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel relieved. But I want you to continue to look at this whenever you feel like you can, to look at other services that, you may think of, and continue to talk to your family members and reach out or to
They
professionals.
won't listen to me.
Okay.
They
Well,
don't want to face it.
Talking to the medical team is also important, so you can talk to me or counseling or whichever you feel comfortable with. But I'm glad that we made notes as a starting point. That was big progress for us today. So next week we'll work some more on assigning our possessions to certain family members. We'll talk about that kind of stuff, okay?
Whatever turns you on.
All right, well, thank you for working with me today, and I will see you next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You have a good day,
You
darling.
too.
God bless.
Are you still filming?